These are my Ascension messages. This is a weekly energy update. I do use tarot. I'm a channeler though, and every Thursday I do channel messages through from the divine, from the oneness, from Pleiadians, my soul team, Arcturians, Gaia, even elementals have come through for me. So just let's get into this. Actually, the reason why I'm kind of making this a quick intro is because I've already felt into this energy that's happening at the moment. I was just saying to my partner, I don't even know what I'm going to say this morning, but then boom, it sort of hit me. This is all about an urgency to let go of what we feel we need to push ourselves into. So instead of going with the flow of the natural energy of what's happening at the moment, which is constantly doing this, constantly feeling into, I need to do work, action, I need to receive and sit down and nurture myself, I need to get up and do something, I need to receive and just binge watch or do something for myself, self-nurture and all that. It's constantly doing this. We have been programmed and taught through a schooling system that teaches us to get up with a bell, be ready, do as you're told in that moment. We have been taught that our outer world is more important than our inner feeling of how we are moving and flowing through life and trusting. Now, what is that that's helping us trust the flow of life? It is our connection to our heart. Our heart has its own, they've even found this scientifically, it has its own neuron paths within it, its own memories, its own understanding of life, and it actually rules in some ways our mind and our brain and how it perceives life. But if we ignore that and we push it down, we're not going to listen to the natural vibrations of life flowing in and out, and we are forcing ourselves to be in a specific place, a specific time, and specific doing. Otherwise our world will fall become unstuck. And interesting enough, when we do start forcing ourselves, we'll go to work and we'll sit there and we'll go, there's nothing to do here, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Why do you feel like you're wasting your time in those moments, in those hours? Because you were supposed to be self-nurturing in that moment. And this is the exchange that we're going through with humanity's consciousness, coming out of an absolute programmed reality and moving into a trusting our own flow of life reality, just like all animals do. And then we start to find ourselves placing ourselves in the right position at the right time with the right people, magnetizing the right things for our heart's desires, rather than our mind taking control and telling us we have to be there at a specific, we have to do everything specific. And I'm not saying that if you don't, I'm not saying that if you say to somebody, I promise I will be there at a certain time, that we have to, if we promise something, that in itself is already had an alignment through our heart. Yes, I need to value this person and respect this person and move towards this person. In the moment that I promised myself, when I was feeling from my heart before, when I promised them that I will be there at specific times. So if it is for a work agenda and you say, I want to gift this opportunity a chance, and I promise that this moment from my heart I'm going to be there for that person, then be there for that person. The only time that I probably wouldn't is if I had a really strong pull not to. But when it's really interesting, when you're in the natural flow or the ebb and flow of things, it all clicks into place. And we have it in our heads that it won't. We have it in our heads that we have to predict by our minds what's going to happen next. And so we have to agenda and compartmentalize our lives specifically, even though we didn't even feel into our hearts of how we felt about moving towards that. It's an interesting game. I'll leave that an open debate, though. There will be a debate, I can imagine, through people and the way that they wanted to bring it up as something to discuss, because there is a shift in this perpetual having to do something specifically in a specific time, and then shifting it up to understanding the natural ebb and flow will take you to a better circumstance, take you to a better natural flow of life. Let's just leave it there for now. Because I can kind of feel this kind of pull of humanity's consciousness almost not ready yet, but they wanted to put it on the table so that we can at least look at that. Sometimes we have to bring up things that we can look at just to get our minds, our logical minds, into understanding. And at first it feels like there is no understanding, and then later on it starts to click in, because we start to experiment and try new things. Okay, this morning I already had it in my head that I'm going to get up and I'm going to do A, B, C, D. And then in the morning you wake up and you're like, well, I never promised A, B, C, D, but I feel like I need to do E, F, G, H instead. And then we move into A, B, C, D later. You see what I mean? So you could switch things up. And that actually worked better because the flow of energy that you're working with. And the night before, when you said A, B, C, D, was a normal pattern in your life that you usually do, and it doesn't always work because you're not in the flow of the energies. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. So really, good morning to you anyway, everybody. Leanne, Cherie, Tony, Free Speech, Sandy, Joy, Debbie, and they're all from YouTube, and Karen from Facebook. I forgot to advertise on Facebook. Never mind. So also, I just want to make people aware that there is people trying to pretend to be me. There's people that keep coming up, especially on the Facebook chat bars and that, and they're giving off free readings. They are frauds, nothing to do with me. Please don't click on them. I mean, it's up to you if you want to, but I can tell you now, there will be frauds that are just trying to take your money. So please be aware of that. I have all my links below, or on Facebook, I think it's above. Anyway, all my links are there in the comments underneath the video. So if you want a free reading, if you want a reading with me, go on those links. I do free readings later on today after this general reading. Anyway, let's get into, after all that information that was coming through, interesting that I thought I wasn't going to speak about anything, and then I bring up such a big topic about shifting the way that we perceive time and what it really means to go into the flow of the energy of life and trust. Okay. I hope that kind of made sense. Let's just get into this, though, this general reading, and see what happens with the tarot. What's the tarot going to say for us? A moment. Yeah, it's definitely, they keep on bringing up, it's just a trial and error of working with that. But please always respect yourself, and in any natural flow of life, we respect who we are working with and dealing with, because we respect ourselves. Okay. So you wouldn't just say, I promise to do something and then not turn up. That's disrespect. You could have a chat to them if you felt like that energy was flowing differently. You'd probably find, okay, I see what they're saying. If you did have a specific thing, that agenda that you had to do with somebody, and you had made a promise, if the energies were truly in the flow of that not happening, you'd ring up the person and say, hey, how are you feeling about this? Do you want to leave it for another day? And they would, if it was that flow of energy, they would automatically be feeling the same. Otherwise, if they don't, it could be that it's just your mind playing games and then trying to control what's happening, and you're not moving with the inflow due to blockages or something like that. Okay, I see what they're saying now. Okay. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. Oh, that's great. That's good information for you. Yay. Okay, here we go. It's so interesting. A couple of cards fell out. I didn't even think about it putting them back, so we're going to put them back. But the card that did fall out was the Devil. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I haven't felt or seen the Devil for a while, it feels. So interesting. Okay. Devil and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I'll see what else I've seen. 10 of Wands. Ooh, okay. So we have the Devil. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And then we have, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the 10 of Wands upright. So these are the cards that are coming. I'm going to start with this Devil card coming. Okay, and they're really pulling me to these two people here, humans, female and male, both extremely vulnerable. It feels like there are moments in this natural ascension process where we feel vulnerable, where we step into letting go of another layer of our programmed reality that teaches us to be specifically linked to the Devil, really, specifically linked to the system gel with us anymore. And then when we let it go, we've been so used to it all of our lives. When we let it go, even if it is for the benefit of ourselves, there is a feeling of vulnerability stepping into. It could be to do with relationships that come in. Yeah, it could be. I'm going to repeat that because I had that. There's a bit of an internet disconnection happening with my videos. I'm moving, by the way. I'm moving next week, so I won't be doing this next week, but the following week I'll be doing another one, and I should be in my new house with the new internet, so it should be better. Remember, we're coming from down under. Anyway, in Australia. Anyways, let's go with this. So it feels like there's this vulnerability that's happening within our psyche. It can pop up whenever we've shed something, and for some reason that word, there's this really big word, discombobulated, is coming up in my head. It's like a feeling awkward with life, but yet it is for purpose to move through that. And so in other words, in relationships, all of a sudden you're starting to stand up for yourself, which you never did before in certain topics. And then you're like, oh, I feel vulnerable about that. How's that person going to react? Are they going to handle that? That sort of thing is coming up for me at the moment with this card, because we're letting go of the chains that are linked to the social command of society that told us that we had to act and be a specific way. Especially we've got females that are rising at the moment and no longer needing to be sleep, tell people what to do, or no longer needed to be the roaring lion and be screaming at everybody and tell them that they want to have certain control of their life. It's more of an innocence within ourselves and just being who we are in the moment. And then we find words coming out of our mouths that we're saying we're standing up for ourselves in a very calm manner, but then you still have that vulnerability that comes afterwards. And that is a natural process of understanding how we are feeling about ourselves. And when we feel that way, I always say to myself, how can I bring my strength back to me? How can I, even though I feel that way with that person, and I've said those things, I've said, I don't like that happening, I wish that, could we do this different, this is not serving me and my purpose, or that sort of thing. And then the vulnerability sets in, because I've never said it before, in a very calm manner. And then I'm like, okay, where is that vulnerability feeling? Where am I feeling lack of? And I bring it back to myself. See, it's next to the Eight of Pentacles, which is in reverse. So that feels like all that has become unstuck. All that you are is become unstuck and falling away from you. All that you were is just from you. Everything that you worked to be able to fit into society is falling away from you. And now it's time, because it's time to take back your unique self, your unique process. What they asked me to name this, so that makes sense now. We're taking back our uniqueness, and it will feel vulnerable to begin with when we break the chains of command within our own psyche that we were programmed with, and we step into vulnerability, and then we see all the work that we did for ourselves to become all that we thought we were, and then we were like, well, we have to just break it down and go, you know what, my uniqueness doesn't even, who I really truly feel I am in my heart, doesn't even match the vibration of the program, and never did. And that's why I always felt like I was pushing against reality, because my mind was saying one thing that I was taught by society and schooling and teaching, and my heart is telling me a complete opposite thing of who I truly am and how I can stand in my power in a unique fashion and be strong in society and be at equal standing with male and female outside of myself, and feel like I don't have to keep doing and giving and giving and giving, that I can receive, and all of these things start coming up. So then it's time to come to the end of the cycle and realize just how hard it was holding up all of those programs, holding up all of that you thought you had to be in society. And when you actually finally put down all of that you thought you had to be, you feel like can you imagine that person finally putting all of that down? Can you imagine how light he's going to feel? He's literally going to feel like he's flying through life, because he's just saying, I am my unique self. I don't need to carry all of this to prove to anybody that I am fitting in to society. I'm just going to trust that my unique self is enough. Interesting. So, okay, let's get rid of lock that in. Sorry, I'm just organizing. Somebody's been a bit of a silly Billy on my YouTube. Put using a time on it. Add to block this. Okay, they're gone. So let's see what else comes up for us in these new energies that are here. I actually want to do these cards. New energies that are here at the moment to help us ascend into higher vibrations. Look at that. Soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude, and look at the balance. See, we have to start to look at what our hearts are literally saying to us, and let them guide us through life to carve a new path, carving our path for ages now, and for all of our lives. We've just been listening to our minds. That's what we've been programmed to do. And whenever we listen to our hearts, it's funny how we'll find things actually do fall into place a lot quicker, a lot easier, because our hearts are linked to the feeling and vibration of our souls, and our souls have a a unique perspective of life, where our soul can see everything before us, and so it sees a clearer path and understanding of who you are uniquely and where you want to really go even before you were born. Where the mind cannot understand that. The mind can only understand what it's been programmed to believe to be our reality. So there's understanding of our soulful appreciation coming into our reality here. Balance as well. Like, we can still use our mind and understanding of our mind, but only through carving a new path with our heart, and then saying to our mind, how can I ground that into this reality? And so I need this tool. I need to put out to the universe that I'm going to meet this person, these type of people who have these skill sets that will, and then you'll know them straight away when they come in. It's like an alignment of your heart and your mind working together, and it's freeing. It's freeing as well. So we have community and group. Isn't that interesting? I was just talking about meeting people that are and magnetizing people coming in. That's going to be good for your soul and the journey that you're creating. That I pull out is community, your group. Trust when come from that understanding that you're coming from your heart and not just your head, not just mind, which is only repeating usually what it's focused on. And most people have been taught to focus on the negative, repeating that over and over again. So when that happens and we meet people and we come into groups and that dynamics, we don't trust them because we haven't even trusted ourselves to begin with. But now that we're starting to learn to have a soulful appreciation, trust our hearts, not just our minds, then when we do meet people, we have clarity within ourselves. I know that person is good for me in this moment and has something that we can offer each other. We have an understanding. We have a clear communicative thought pattern, almost bleeding into telepathy that is unique to the soul group that's coming in. And so the kinship that we start to pull in serves us instead of pushing against us to teach lessons. And then we also have the elementals. This is reverse, but I'm not going to take this in reverse because these cards don't feel like they should be in reverse. But the elementals, nature, spirit, the four elements. So the elementals to me always come in when we need to revisit nature and see it from a perspective as well, because there's a lot more diversity in nature, and if we're still enough within ourselves and understanding who we are, and we're starting to have these understanding of our souls, our hearts and everything, then we could start to connect to Gaia herself, to Earth, and what she is willing to gift to us and how she supports us in our, to create the shelters and the food, which is all given to us freely. And then we have these this expansiveness within ourselves that also brings in the beings that reside between plant life, animal life, and ourselves, and they are our connection to understanding medicines, where the food is, what shelters would be good for us, what we can, what trees are ready prepared to be chopped down for buildings and so forth, or even to the point where in the future we could ask them to help guide us to those plants that will literally grow into shelters and so forth for us. Interesting, anyway, that's come up. It's like an expansion of our reality and a better understanding of where we're going in the end. The elementals are usually seen as air, although the gnomes and all that sort of, they're more earthy. The element knows it to do with the earth, and then we have fire, like phoenixes and fire sprites, more to do with fire, moving through energies rapidly. So they connect us to that of expanding our reality into something new. Anyway, it's interesting where that's going. I didn't expect that to come up so fast, but then again, humanity's consciousness, when we have cleared a lot in our reality, we start to expand our reality as well. Feeling into sunsets and sunrises is coming up for that as well. Going out when the sun's setting or when the sun's rising, there is a certain frequency there that happens in the golden light that you can feel it. You can feel this moment, almost like I can release the tension moment. So that could be a really valuable thing to start to do, even if you don't believe in elementals or anything like that yet, or of the seasons and the days and the nights and so forth. Interesting. We do have a lot to learn. Okay, so what else is coming up to clarify this week? A whole heap of cards just popped out all in one go. I'm going to take them though. We started off singly. We have the Five of Swords. So just be aware. It could be like this man has literally fought, and he's even broken his sword. So when we fight so hard for our life that we want, and we feel like we are broken and vulnerable, like that devil was saying at the beginning, because our sword is now broken, it is literally the universe telling you to let it go. Just let it go, because you have a broken sword now. You've done how much fighting to do, and the more that you pick up swords and fights and that within your own mind, feeling like the only way you can feel powerful is to keep fighting your outside reality, stand one that they shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be doing that. The more that they will push back for you to have even more fights. So just be aware of that coming in. But the three cards that did fall out together was the Ace of Chalice, which is emotional newness coming into your reality, understanding the heart's desires, a new fresh start coming from the heart, which is really what this reading's been about. And that was with the Four of Wands, which is unity. So isn't this just repeating itself again? Here we have the Ace of Hearts, which goes with soulful appreciation, right? Pretty much the same card. And then Wands, which is kinship and working together again in harmony, but trusting ourselves to choose those right people that come into our life and say no to those that don't vibrate right. And doesn't have to be a logical reason behind what you choose. It can be a heartfelt reason of what you choose. And then we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So finally, wow, that was interesting, because I'm thinking, how does this even work with elementals? And then they told me. So the Five of Pentacles in reverse is finally standing up and saying that you deserve to expand your reality. You deserve to go into that beautiful place that everybody else is in, that has all of the pentacles that they desire, into acknowledging that you are beyond what society is told you that you are, that even it might not be the elementals within your own psyche of where you're expanding. It could just be the fact that you realize you are telepathic, or that you have the ability to become that, or you have the ability to acknowledge and see, have predictive dreams or something like that. Something that's more outside your reality, that what society says is coming for you because of this balance within yourself, and not driving yourself just with the mind, which is only grabbing the past, projecting in the future, but allowing your heart's desires to come forward and be the unique person that you are, which gives you a unique perspective of life. And then when you back that up 100% with your logical mind, and say to your logical mind, this is part of my reality and part of who I am, and I'm going to trust and support it 100% now, then you are expanding your reality. You're literally grounding it onto earth, onto Gaia, and that means that others can see, that you can see through different you can see more of what you need to see to expand your reality into even a better circumstance coming your way. So that works. That totally makes sense. Okay, so that was the huge general message there for everyone. So poor connection today. No, isn't it annoying? Honestly, like next week I won't be able to do a reading, and then the following week I'm moving, so we're going through a different internet connection. Cross fingers it's going to be a lot better. So sorry about that, guys. We're just going to have to leave it, whatever comes up and whatever you can hear is what you're meant to hear. I will be probably bringing this up again anyway. They'll tell me to if they feel that someone needs to hear it, so no worries. But it was all to do with expanding your reality outside of this small reality through moving with the heart's desires, and then you will expand into your unique self, which can involve something completely outside of society's norms. And we're talking elementals, or we're talking telepathy, or we're talking predictive dreams and that sort of thing. So sorry that it's really patchy. I was in two minds whether to do it through Restream or go straight through YouTube this morning, but I just went, I will just go for it. This is the last week I'm here. And then we just got to wait for the connection to happen in the new home, and then I will be doing even more than this, because I'm going to focus, with my beautiful new man supporting me, focus even more on this works for you guys. Sorry if it is. So it's not patchy through Facebook by the sounds of it. I don't know. Anna says it's not too patchy, but there's a few others that are saying it is. So sorry about that. Any case, I will open the free chat bar and hopefully can get some free readings without it being too patchy for everyone. Sorry. It is what it is, though, and that is my new motto at the moment. My partner is going through some things, and I'm just like, it is what it is. We just keep going. It is what it is. We can't change what we can't change, but we can move through it like water and find a better perspective within ourselves of why things can happen and can't happen. Okay, so let's see who we've got here that wants me to pull a card for them. All of a sudden, it's like I see on the chat bar, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden it's like everyone's yes, please comes all at once. Boom. That's interesting. Okay, Anna for this week. What does Anna need to focus on for this week to help us? Oh, we had 3 cards just fall out all at once. So I'll just have to do these really quickly. We got the 5 of Wands, which is, but it was in reverse. So finally putting down the like they're saying, you've been exercising within your mind of, when I pick up that wand and go to fight, what is that bringing me? More fight. When I don't pick up that wand and don't fight, and let it go, and just let it go, what does that bring me? Okay, it moves me into another reality that I'm more conducive with. And that was coupled with the sun. So you finally are having a better understanding of when to fight and when not to. Of course, we want to be assertive and when we want to stand up for ourselves, but we do it not from a fighting point of view. We just do it from a I love and support myself point of view. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm sorry, that's just not where my reality goes, and I back that 100%. And if you want to fall away, if you don't want to be part of that, then that's fine. You fall away and supporting who we are, and you're finally letting go of these mind thoughts and that you've probably this week been clouding you and waking you up with when does this stop, and finding another way of handling your thoughts. I think that's going to be a bit of an awakening for you this week, where you just go, I feel a lot more less stressed, and it's got nothing to do with outside of me. It's got to do with how I've been handling my thoughts. So that's really nice this week, Anna. Who else have we got here? Morning, GC. Good to see you here. Leanne from YouTube. So that was Anna from Facebook. This is Leanne from YouTube. I don't know whether I'm going to keep going with the Facebook. Facebook tends to have a lot more issues with it these days. So it might end up just being all YouTube in the end. See how we go. But yeah, and subscribe to my YouTube, and you're only on Facebook. Please subscribe because that's probably where I'm going to go. 3 cards fell out again, even for you, Leanne. We'll just quickly go this one. So we have the 3 of Pentacles aligned with the 10 of Swords, and then we have the 10 of Chalice. Oh my gosh, golly gosh, Leanne. So here we have unity, working with people, giving and receiving, understanding that giving and receiving feels good. Then we have, the 10 of Swords, which is, I've been stabbed in the back so many times by people. Who can I trust? How can I trust people? I don't even know if I can stand up, but I've had enough. And that means you will stand up and those swords will fall out, because it's the 10 and it's the end of something completely completed and the beginning of something new. And interesting, you've got the most darkest card, where you've just had enough, right bam next to the most supportive, wish fulfillment, dreams come true. And this is obviously to do with people and your reality. So finally seeing the difference of not trusting yourself and trusting yourself, and what happens with that, the polarity of what happens with that. So you're coming into something better when it comes to your relationships, and finally understanding there are people that come into your reality, and you just say no to. I've seen that before, and I trust myself more who I choose to allow in. And it can also be with family members. We allow them in for that moment, or we allow them in for that week, or whatever it is, or that year, or those years. And then there might be moments where we're like, you know what, you're dealing with something that I've already dealt with, and you're projecting it onto me, so I'm not having a bar of it anymore for these moments. And then you because you're family, you'll reconnect later on, and after they've learnt that lesson. So you're allowed to say yes and no to whatever's coming in your reality, of whatever people are coming into your reality. Debbie over. So we have the 7 of Swords come up for you, Debbie, and the King of Swords in reverse. So it's like, to me, he's only carrying those 5 of swords, and he's got the 2s. Finally, it's like they're showing me that you're finally putting down the fights bit by bit. You're finally seeing what it feels like to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Okay, I'm not going to focus on, I can't, they're saying to me to ask you to see in your reality and your concept of your perspective of life, what can you help and what can you not? What can you, because it's almost like there's so much on your shoulders of, I have to be able to fix this. I wish that this would fix this. And then they're showing me you putting down these 2 swords here, and then going, oh, that was a lighter load. So, okay, I'm not responsible for the rest of the world. I'm not responsible for everything outside of me. There are people in this world that are responsible for their own reality that they're creating. I'm responsible for my reality that I'm creating. I'm going to put down these 2 swords. Okay, I'm still carrying some other loads, but at least it's a lighter load. And then we'll see in the future, we'll put down maybe another 2 swords, and so forth and so forth. And then you will eventually turn this King of Swords upright, because he doesn't even need to carry. He's got one sword there that he's carrying, but he doesn't need to use it. And in the retrospective, like, swords are to do with an intellect and fighting your way through with an intellectual sharp tongue kind of thing, but he doesn't need to. He's sitting quite relaxed. He just knows that his sword that he carries is his truth. That's all that's left, his truth. And that's what you're coming into. That's where they're channeling to, finding your truth and how you speak it out to the world. Okay, so Sasha, we have the Tower, but it's in reverse. So there's almost like an understanding within yourself where, I've seen this pattern before. I'm going to jump. I'm going to decide to change it. I'm going to decide to shift it into something new. I'm not going to wait for the Tower moment to crumble in front of me and I get a shock out of it. I'm going to say no to this game and take something different. Also got the 7, so there's definitely guidance coming in with this. There's a feeling, an understanding of a feeling that you'll have with this of, oh, I feel that even though I feel like in your reality you've let go, and it keeps coming back, and you let go and it keeps coming back. There is going to be a point where it's like, you know what, I let go, but not just let go. I learn that I can see that coming my way before it even comes near me. And so I choose not to even be involved in that. Or I let go of this idea that I had that my reality is going to be going this way, and I'm trusting the unknown into moving into something completely different. And even though I don't even know what this is going to be, I'm prepared to let go because I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting my guidance again. So that's for you, Sasha. It's been a huge week for Donna. I love a card. Thank you. Donna, what's coming out for Donna? Donna, you're completing something, so it might feel like you've got some good things coming. So sometimes when we are coming to the end of a certain thing that's been controlling us within our psyche, within our minds, and then projected outside of us as a controlling factor, it's like a rubber band that's pulled so tight that there's only one release, and it's to let go. And when you let go of that rubber band, it flies over the other side of the room to your absolute potential. And that's what I'm seeing. So you're cycling out of something completely you don't need to do this anymore, and you're realizing that you've had enough, And it's almost like they're showing me when I split up with my partner that bit me up and everything, and then I was going to move into a flat that had very dark energy in it. I just walked away, and I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know how I was going to get into another unit with my 2 girls, just like the sun is out. I just went away from that unit, that house that she invited me into, and just went, no, this isn't the way my reality is going to go. I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough of this game, and I'm choosing a new path, and I don't know, because I've never moved towards a path that's enlightening, that feels good for me, because I've only chosen that which I knew before, that which I was used to. And so now I'm lightening my load, and I'm trusting. And it took another week or so, but then I found the best place to rest and heal myself, and it's been perfect, obviously, because now I've met the man in my life. We're moving into a new home, and everything's going so well. So is my work, by the way, even though it's going to take a few more months, but my work is expanding into something really, really cool. So, and then we have with you the 10 of Pentacles. So look at that. Your wishes do come true in the end, just like mine did. So take a deep breath and say to yourself what you want to let go in your reality, even if it seems like it's impossible for that to happen. Just go, you know what? I'm not doing this. This is not where my reality is going. I'm choosing a new path, and it will be chosen. Jules. Whoa, that just flew out. Jules, you have the Ace of Chalice. Came out in the general reading, and what a beautiful card is this. Like, he's finally moving. This person is finally understanding the soul's connection, because this hand is like God itself offering something completely new, and becoming, like, they're showing me this. I actually thought it was a crown, so it's like taking back your power, but it's taking back your, because doves mean peace, and very balanced energy, understanding. Look at the people in the background. Never even noticed them before, but they're playing in the water. They're playing in their happy emotions. They're understanding that emotions come and go, and you know, sometimes we can see from a higher perspective when emotions happen. I certainly do. Even when I'm sad or angry or something, I can flip into a higher perspective and go, oh, isn't that interesting that I felt into that, and that I can actually feel that. They're bringing me to something I heard yesterday of another lady talking. She was pretty spot on, and resonated with me totally. And she was talking about emotions. I'm trying to remember instead of channeling, so it's a bit harder. But she was talking about how you can step into a new perspective of emotions. And when before you were born, if someone said to you, hey, do you want to be born into an avatar or a body, and then be able to experience all the emotions, like the happiest, the euphoricest, and the grumpiest, and the saddest, and the angriest, but you can experience them all. Do you want to do that? And then you come into this world, and you get to experience all those emotions. When you become the observer of it or above it, then you can see there's part of you that's, wow, I got to experience that. And you can then choose which ones you want to give more focus in on and bring into your reality, and which ones you don't. But you then are gifted the ability to choose, which is what the Ace of Chalice is all about. What else have I got here? Snezana. Feels like the whole of like our reality, the ones that are moving up anyway, are watching this, coming to the end of something. and letting go of letting go. Having these multiple. Snizana. It's saying I'm still having connection issues. I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully it's going to be fine. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is in reverse. So be aware of an opportunity that might be coming your way from the hand of God that you don't see. And also the Hermit is in reverse. So they're asking you to go inside yourself, to look within yourself for anything of distrust that you don't accept, something that might not appear as a gift, but is a gift in the end. It's something that's going to help you, align with you in your next move. But that, yeah, they want you to go inwards and find this light within. So almost just maybe give yourself a weekend or a day or something to just sit with yourself, or even if you can't do that, just go into the shower and just go, you know what, I'm just going to feel into how I feel about myself, because I think that there is a bit of a blockage with you that's just stopping a gift coming in that they want to give you. And the only way to get that is to go through and find the understanding of where the blockage is coming, so that you can see it for the gift that it truly is. So there is an offering coming your way. Caroline. Well, that one will come out as well. So we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is finally getting to the issues of your thoughts, waking up in the middle of the night and having negative thoughts, or during the day even, it doesn't really matter. Finally letting go of that demon. Look, he's like a demon coming in, trying to attack this person's thoughts. And so this person is giving too much emphasis or too much focus in on those negative thoughts and that demon. And it's coming into a choice. So asking you to choose a new path, a new direction, a new understanding of yourself. Literally becoming the crow who is, can fly and see way more from above, instead of the sheep who are being told what to do and where to go. Yeah. So I think there's a better understanding when you stop feeding into the demons within your own mind. A couple of days over of what happened with that person or that thing, just tell your mind to shush. Go, you know what, I don't need this in my mind. And I would even, if it was pretty bad, I would even go and watch TV. But it was in reverse, so it feels like you've come. Not TV, I watch a movie, or choose my own videos or whatever. It feels like you've come to a point where you are learning to let that go, to a new choice, something like that. Okay. Who else have we got? If I miss anyone, so sorry. Sherry from YouTube. So she have the Four of Chalice. So you might not see a gift coming your way as well, because sometimes we are so in, oh God, when's it going to ever happen? Is it going to ever happen? I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and wait. And then it's like a gift is given to you and you're still going, is it ever going to happen? I don't know. Just sit here and wait. So be aware of that. Be aware that you can stand up now. You don't have to be the victim in your life. You can stand up and take back what you know is yours. the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which the general reading in reverse as well. So go back to the general reading. You'll probably find some more information there if it's not too bad a connection. I'm really sorry about this connection, guys. It's not very good, is it? Hey, Lizzie. Your nail color is gorgeous. Oh, thanks. It's two colors together. Yeah. It's not very good when you go up close. I did it myself. I've never gone to a pedicure, manicurist or anything. But yeah, it's like two colors in one. So we've got a pink and a luminescent over top of it. Anyways, let's get rid of this pattern. Kiora, Katie, you're late but you're here. Yay. Good to see you guys. I love my little family. We're all a light family here. Please ignore, especially on Facebook, ignore any of those ones that come in that say that they've got a reading for you, blah, blah, blah. They're nothing to do with me. It's frauds, blah. You know, same old story. They're all teaching us what to trust anyway. They're actually teaching us to trust ourselves. So the more that we start to trust ourselves, the more they will start to fall away from our reality, or they'll be there and we'll just flick them off and it doesn't even make any difference to us anymore. So Shanti. We have 3 cards. Why are there multiple cards falling today? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, which was in reverse. So you're finally letting go of carrying the heavy loads of life. And then we have this Fool that's coming up with that one. So because you let go of this, look what the Fool carries. The Fool carries pretty much a little knapsack, and that's his whole reality in that knapsack. So he doesn't need much. He's just trusting his game of life. He's not even worrying about that he's abundant or not abundant, and jumping off a cliff into the unknown. You're in this case came up in reverse in the general as well. So 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So listen to the general reading again, but finally letting go of all of that you thought was creating the reality that you want, which was only built on your own mind and programmed thoughts. And it's hard sometimes to let go of something that we have put so much focus and effort into. It's hard sometimes to let go of understanding that everyone's reality is their reality, and we don't have to worry about their reality. It's got everything to do with how we feel about ourselves. I don't know why they're bringing that up, because it has nothing to do with the 8 of Pentacles, but that's what they brought up, so I'm going to go with that. All resonates for Cherie. So guys, next week, sorry, but I probably won't be able to make it next week due to the move. And then I want to show everyone around my new home when it's all put together, because I'm only in a little unit here. I want to show people what taking back their unique self does, what, you know, how the universe starts to support you because you're supporting yourself. So I want to take you kind of on my journey through my last couple of years, and then show you the outcome as well. It's not a showing off thing, but rather than just to let you guys have a better understanding that you can also manifest into your life what you want, but with a stable ground, not just manifest fleeting things, manifest stable things that's uniquely self-deserving for yourself and self. And even if everything did crumble away from my reality and was left, that I would still be standing strong and knowing who I am, and therefore the universe will gift it all again easily, because it is resonating with how I feel about myself. So I would love to show you anyway. And yeah, also next week on Thursday, I'm not sure, I'll be doing this Thursday's channel messages coming through. Next Thursday, I'm not sure either. We'll see how the internet goes in my new house. And then the following week, I'm going to start putting a lot more energy into this. So I might even start another day where I have tarot on Tuesday, channeled on Thursday, and then I might start off with my life stories. My life has been extremely unique because I've always resided in 2 dimensions. So I've been in this body, and then I've had whole other dimensional space happening where I'm meeting up with many different beings, telling me true history of reality, meeting up with Cherokee elders, going to Uluru, all that sort of stuff. And there's so many juicy stories there that can help guide others. So I'm thinking of bringing up my life stories as well, or something like on that way of helping us ascend. There's just so much more. But also I do have some really fun news coming. Anyway, love you guys heaps. Facebook, I'm trying to block them here, but then they're not going to be blocked on Facebook. See you on Thursdays anyway, and we'll see what comes through with my team, including I'm having a real pull to go through to source energy itself and get the perspective of source energy's alignment with humanity's ascension process. So we'll see what happens and what comes through. But until then,